HDSLR shooter. Brought to you by Akitio, Atomos, Blackmagic Design, Carl Zeiss, JVC, Sennheiser, and Xylite.
You talked about a lot of different products, and I think one of the philosophies that you had is that you wanted to make sure that the products that you talked about were things that people could actually readily get their hands on, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's really important to me that anything I'm showing you guys today is accessible and it's practical, and you can find it in your rental house, you can get it yourself. I didn't want to show anybody anything that you just couldn't even access because it's either crazy expensive or because it just doesn't exist in your region of the country. I think that would be really frustrating to come to a workshop and be taught how to do something and you can never do it because you can't afford it or because you can't rent it somewhere. So yeah, that was really important to me.
One of the products that we use, and we're actually recording with it right now, is the Atomos Shogun, and I noticed that you were utilizing that. Talk a little bit about your experience with that product.
So yeah, with the new Shogun, we're using it as our on-camera monitor. It's also a 4K recorder. It's a tremendous 4K recorder. It's a new device. What I like about it is it's a tremendous high-resolution monitor. It's got all of the scopes that I need to judge exposure. So I'm using the waveform in it. I'm looking at the vector scope. I'm looking at the false color filters. So I'm evaluating my image using those scopes, and I just need a monitor that I can rely on, that can be color calibrated, that you can load a LUT into if you need it. So it's got all of those things. It's lightweight, it's small. So it's all the things I'm looking for in an onboard monitor, and it's also the way that I'm framing my shot. So I'm using an onboard monitor most of the time to frame my shot, to judge the lighting, to judge the exposure using the waveform, and this Shogun's got all of those things.
HDSLR shooter. Brought to you by Akitio, Atomos, Blackmagic Design, Carl Zeiss, JVC, Sennheiser, and Xylite.